John and Ken Show, John Cobelt and Ken Shampoo. Well, with it seemed the majority of the Supreme Court siding with the Arizona law to enforce illegal immigration law, I noticed today, Daily Beast, which is a news site, Newsweek is part of that site. It's one of those sites that has a lot of links to other reporting, and they had a link to a story about how the Supreme Court justices seem to be in favor of this Arizona law. This unpopular law is the way they phrased it in the headline, unpopular. And that is wrong, maybe a lie, because there are several polls out, and we'll just look at one of them here. The Quinnipiac poll. Quinnipiac is a college in Connecticut, and they're famous for their polling over the years. And now, it was question 47. But it's a simple question.
Question 47.
47.
Again, who has the energy and the strength to be asked at least 48 questions?
Me. I'm face down with a half a bottle of rum if I'm on question 47. But as you may know, in 2010, the state of Arizona passed a law that requires police to verify the legal status of someone they've already stopped or arrested if they suspect the person is in the country illegally. Do you approve or disapprove? All right, simple. 68% of the public approves. How about that? Only 27% disapprove.
It was 92% among the Republicans, and even 46% to 47% approving among the Democrats. It's pretty close.
Democrats are almost split on this, almost evenly split. Independents, wildly in favor, 72 to 24. Men in favor, 71-25. Women in favor, 66 to 28. Whites in favor, 74 to 22. Blacks in favor, 55 to 37. And look at this. The Hispanic vote, almost evenly split. 47% approve, 49% disapprove.
And then it continues. College degree. The approval rate among those with a college degree, 62%. Without a college degree, 80%. Protestants, 81-15. Catholics approve, 75-21. Men and women, I guess, among the Catholics.
No, that's among whites.
Oh, that's among just the whites, I see. Oh, yeah, born-agains are listed here, yeah.
Born-agains, yes, 85
and
to 11.
Military household, yeah.
But if you're not born again, if you're still stuck in the womb, you're in favor 73 to 22. And it goes on and on. All the household income numbers from under 30 grand to over 100K, it's approved 68 to 70%. 18 to 34-year-olds, everybody says, oh, the younger people may be. No, they support it 69%. 35 to 54, 68. 55 plus 67. So it's about the same number, give or take, in every demographic. And you know, this is a national poll, and you see in most cases a blowout in favor of this law and a split vote among Hispanics and Democrats. Now, when I hear all this carping about how, well, Romney can't be in favor of this law because he'll lose the Hispanic vote. Well, seems to me that the Arizona law, I don't think, sways too many votes. The reason Democratic presidential candidates get a lot of votes from Hispanics is because Hispanics, on the whole, make less money. Because many of them are newer immigrants. If they're voters, they have to be legal immigrants. Generally, the less money you make, the more likely you're voting Democratic. So if Obama wins the Hispanic vote big time, it's going to be over those economic circumstances, because the Democrats obviously are much want to provide more benefits and goodies to those who are poor, and Republicans generally don't do that. So unless Romney expands his ideas about welfare and food stamps and unemployment insurance and all the other government programs there are to help the poor, I don't think there's anything he can do to get a bigger Hispanic vote, because it's an economic issue. I don't think it matters about illegal immigration. I don't think amnesty matters between Romney and Obama.
By the way, to show you just how split this country is, and this is people who say that they're Democrat or say that they're Republican, they were asked the old question, are you better off or worse off than you were 4 years ago? And, of course, overwhelmingly, the Democrats, 51 to 23, we're better off. Republicans 55-24. Nah, we're worse off. The independents were a little more split, but it was 46-32 who said they were worse off.
By the way, they asked a second question. The Supreme Court will hear a challenge to Arizona's immigration law. Do you want the Supreme Court to uphold the law or overturn it? 62% of the public said uphold it, including a plurality of Hispanics. Hispanics said uphold it, 45-43.
But as it turns out, they only talked to 8 Hispanics in this poll.
Is that right?
No,
it could be a flaw.
I didn't get the breakdown of how many people they talked to.
It's just the way the world works. I mean, I don't think anybody votes as a monolith. And I don't think there's any one issue that drives a presidential vote. And I do think the economic circumstances of poorer people will determine whether they go Democratic or Republican, depending on their beliefs. There are people who believe the government should be helping poor people in as many ways possible with any kind of subsidy, and there's people who don't.
All right. We'll have more on this later when we come back. Oh, what do you know? TSA employees arrested at LAX for letting drugs get through? How could that be? And also the Octomom had a visit from the Child Services people. It's all coming up.
John and Ken Show. Shannon Fairness, the news, KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio.